be lukewarm, gotta pick a side. Who am I? True Jesus saint.
It's Juan, right? Because we spoke, right? We spoke. It's probably been a month or two, right? Since we spoke. Yeah, a little bit more, right? But you came up there, coming up here. You understood that you were Israelite. Jonathan, you learning that you were an Israelite, right? And that you got to keep the commandments. And he said you went over pork, but guess what? You still eating pork. I'm gonna show you why you still eating pork. Watch out. Hebrews 11:24. Read that.
The book of Hebrews, chapter 11 and verse 24. By faith, Moses, when he was come to years, refused to be called the son of the Pharaoh's daughter.
So this is going back into history, right? Moses, right? He was high. He had high status, right? In ancient Egypt, right? He could get whatever he want, women, clothes, whatever, riches. He had it all. He had it all. But he came when he got older. He's like, you know what? I don't want to be called the son of Pharaoh's daughter no more. Right? Keep reading.
Choosing rather to suffer affliction.
Choosing rather to do what?
To suffer affliction with the people of God.
The people of God was Moses' people, right? The blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans.
Right.
Moses is like, you know what? I'm not going to continue to stay in the life of sin and do whatever I want. I'm going to suffer affliction with the people of God, the Israelites. Read.
Then to enjoy the pleasures of sin.
The pleasures of what?
Then to enjoy the pleasures of sin.
So the reason why you haven't changed, Juan, is because you enjoy sinning. I asked you, why do you continue your pork? He's like, man, it's good. It's pleasurable to you. You're laughing, but God's gonna kill you.
Right.
Give me Isaiah 66. You laughing, but God is gonna kill you. Now we're not gonna do that. We are here to warn our people, Jonathan. We're out here to warn our people, stop eating pork, stop eating shrimp, crab, and lobster. Because when Christ come back, he's not coming back to give you a big old hug and a kiss on your forehead. He's coming back how? Read that, Isaiah 66:15.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 66 and verse 15. For behold, the Lord will come with fire and with his chariots like a whirlwind to render his anger with fury and his rebuke with flames of fire.
So Christ is not coming back happy. Right. He's coming back with rebuke and flames of fire. He's correcting people with fire. Right. What does fire do? You work at Jack in the Box, you a cook? What does fire do? It heats up. And if you leave something on the fire too long, what's going to happen to it?
Right out.
Huh? It's going to ignite. Okay, if you leave a piece of chicken too long on the grill, what's going to happen? It's going to burn. Right. That's what happens. When Christ comes back, he comes back with fire. Right. When that fire comes and touches this earth, where are you going to go? You can't run from that. You're going to burn. Right. But continue reading.
For by fire and by his sword will the Lord plead with all flesh.
So God is going to plead with all flesh, with fire and a sword. If you don't die by that fire, you're going to get your head chopped off with a sword. Right. With a sword. This is God's judgment. But look, there's more. Continue reading.
And the slain of the Lord shall be many.
And the slain of the Lord shall be what?
And the slain of the Lord shall be many.
So when Christ comes back, is a little bit of people going to die, or is a lot of people going to die? A lot. A lot of people are going to die, Juan. A lot of people are going to die. What are they going to be doing? Read.
And they that sanctify themselves.
So they sanctify themselves. You know what? It's okay. I know the Bible says don't eat pork, but in my mind it tastes good. I'm going to sanctify myself and I'm going to say it's good. Right. But God said something different. You sanctifying yourself, read.
And purify themselves in the gardens behind the one tree in the midst, eating swine's flesh.
Eating what?
Eating swine's flesh.
So when Christ come back, what are people going to be eating? Read it again. Eating what?
Eating swine's flesh.
So when Christ come back, what are people going to be eating?
Swine's flesh.
Swine's flesh. What are people going to be eating, Juan? When Christ come back? What did the Bible say? Swine's flesh. And what's going to happen to him when Christ comes back? Is Christ going to be, oh, it's okay, Juan. Go ahead and suck on that pork chop bone. Go ahead and eat that Baconator sandwich at Jack in the Box. What's he going to do to him?
He's gonna kill you.
He's gonna kill him. That's what we're trying to do. We're trying to warn it. We don't want our people to die. We see our people suffering day to day because they can't put the pork down. They can't put the shrimp down. We're telling you that right now. Right? Ecclesiastes 8. And for you, right? You might not be dealing with any diseases, right? The Most High hasn't put you dead, but God is a merciful God.
Right.
He's given us our people time to repent. But guess what? That grace, that mercy, that Christ, that the Christian church teaches that it's going to last forever, it's going to run out. Christ is going to come back. That grace period, Jonathan, I want you to hear this, right?
Yeah.
I want you to hear this, right? Because people talk about grace, right? That's why our people continue to sin. God gave us grace, right? But grace is not for us to continue sinning. Read Romans 6:1 and then jump back here.
Yes, sir.
Romans 6:1 and continue right. Because we got a time to get it right. Right? Let me ask you something. When you going to die?
When the doctor told me, hey, you got this much.
Oh, you said when the doctor tells you. So the doctor knows when people are going to die?
Well, he'll give an estimate.
No. The doctor don't know.
There's only one way that you would know that you would die, and that's to die.
That's right. God is the only one when you know you're gonna die. Right? So guess what? The point I'm trying to make is we don't know when God's gonna call our name. Like, you know what? Put that dude to death. He don't wanna listen. Put him to death. Put her to death. Put him to death. That's how God works. You don't know when that's gonna happen, so it's best for you to say, you know what? I gotta move with fear and keep God's commandments. Romans 6:1.
The book of Romans, chapter 6 and verse 1. What shall we say then? Shall we continue to sin?
So one, in your mind, you're like, Christ ain't coming back. Ain't nothing bad happened to me. Shall we continue to sin? Shall we continue to eat pork, crab, shrimp, lobster? Shall we continue to eat those things, Reed?
That grace may abound?
So that grace may abound, because we think we have forever and a day. Some of us don't even think Christ's gonna come back. Some of us don't even believe in the Bible. Some of us don't believe in the Bible. Some of us don't believe that there's a God that he's gonna judge us. Some of us, we don't believe that there's gonna be a judgment day. There is gonna be a judgment day to where God is gonna judge us based off your actions. He's gonna say, did Juan keep my commandments or no? Did Jonathan keep my commandments or no? And you're gonna get judged based off that. But our people don't understand that. They think they got time forever. We only got a little bit of time. Christ is coming back, right, Reed?
God forbid.
God what?
God forbid.
Meaning, no, we don't continue sinning, Juan. We don't continue eating pork because it tastes good. We gotta deny that. We gotta hate that thing. You understand what I'm saying? You understand what I'm saying when I'm talking? Give me Ecclesiastes 8:11. Right? Because this is what's gonna happen. This is the mindset of the black Hispanic. And it's not just you. There's people who are walking around, they heard this before. And they continue to stay in the midst of their sin. But we try to warn you that, guess what? That grace period, that mercy that Christ has for us, right? It's gonna run out. It's gonna run out. I don't know when that's gonna run out for you. But I am warning you that it's gonna run out. And if you're not keeping God's commandments, you're gonna die. Right? Read.
The book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 8 and verse 11. Because sentence against an evil work is not executed speedily.
So because you didn't get judged right away, God's not gonna strike you dead right now for eating pork. Because he didn't sentence you right, you didn't get judged right away. Read.
Therefore the heart of the sons of men is fully set in them to do evil.
So the minds of our people is fully set. You know what? I got away with it. Yeah. God didn't kill me. I'm gonna do it again. I'm gonna eat that burger again. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna eat 2 burgers. That's what happens. I'm gonna go to the barbecue shop. I'm gonna go hang out with my family, and they're gonna have a cookout, and they're gonna be eating all kinds of pork. You know what I'm saying? That's what's going on. God's not gonna judge me. Our minds have been hardened because God hasn't struck us dead yet. But like the other officer was mentioning, guess what? That's why we got diabetes, we got gout. People got to cut their limbs off because of their bad eating habits. And God gave us a dietary law for us to prevent all that. But said, you know what? I done cut your limbs out to try to get you to understand. I done gave you these diseases so you can understand that what you're doing is wrong. I sent the prophets to you to let you know what you're doing is wrong. And you still don't want to do it? Guess what? I'm going to put you to death. Continue reading.
Though a sinner do evil 100 times.
100 times. You probably have bacon more than 100 times in your lifetime, huh?
Enséñale.
You probably ate pork more than 100 times in your life, huh?
Dale luz.
Yeah, you eat a lot of pork, right? It said, though a sinner sin 100 times, read.
And his days be prolonged.
How old are you? You're 25, right? Your day's been prolonged. You're 25 years, and God hasn't struck you dead yet for eating pork, because that's an evil work. Read.
Yet surely I know that shall be well with them that fear God.
So those who fear God and say, you know what? I did mess up, but let me get my mind right, because I don't know when Christ's coming back. He might put me to death. And when I get put to death, I'm going to burn for eternity. You know how long eternity is? Eternity means forever.
Right.
You're gonna be burning forever, and you're gonna feel it.
Right.
You're gonna feel that thing. You cook, right? You touch the hot stove, and you got back real quick, and it hurt for a little bit. Imagine getting burnt forever.
Right.
Imagine that.
Enséñale.
Imagine just over some pork. That stuff that's killing you anyways. You understand what I'm saying, Juan? Keep reading.
Which fear before him, but it shall not be well with the wicked, neither shall he prolong his days.
So it's not going to be well with the wicked, or him that prolongeth the day, because we're going to be like, you know what, I'm 100 years old. You ever see someone who smoked their whole life and never died? You smoke 70 years, you work with one. They smoke cigarettes every day of their life and they don't die. But guess what? God said, don't defile your temple. They gonna die eventually. God is gonna judge them eventually. And that's the same thing with pork. That's the same thing if you're sleeping with a woman or woman. That's the same thing if you're disrespecting your parents. That's the same thing if you have hatred for your brother. Though you might have dealing with these things, if you don't try to correct it, God is going to judge you. God is gonna put you to death. You understand what I'm saying? That should put fear in our minds to get it right. Psalms 119, verse 59. Psalms 119, verse 120, and then verse 59. That should put fear in you, Juan. You can walk down that street, a tire, right? I seen a video where a random tire came out of nowhere, came and smacked someone in the back of the head, he died. That's of the Lord. That's of the Lord. How you gonna wake up one day knowing a tire's gonna come and take your head off? You don't know. But God is gonna do these things. God judges us when we don't keep his commandment. Psalms 119, verse 120, read.
The book of Psalms, chapter 119 and verse 120. My flesh trembleth for fear of thee. I am afraid of thy judgment.
So you heard that, my brother? You gotta stop eating pork, bro. I'm telling you right now, you gotta stop eating pork. Alright? You've been warned twice now.
I know, bro.
Alright, bro.
I know where you're coming, bro.
Okay, but listen, I'm not the one that's gonna judge you. Christ is gonna judge you.
What is a nation? Nation is family. Nation is community. Nation is men leading by example. Nation is women's support. Nation is children with role models. Nation is unity. Nation is you. It's nation time.
And finally, my brethren, be strong in the